great to be here at Bally's. I got married here twice. I started my life in public service just about 30 years ago. The reason I know that is because I was pregnant with my son Max. Max is now 30 years old, and he is here somewhere in the audience. Max? At the State Democratic Convention 30 years ago, I was carrying him here. Let me say it's a lot easier having him sitting over there. I am the proud granddaughter of immigrants that came to this country. They couldn't speak English, they were penniless, they had no skills. The only thing they had when they came to this country was a dream that their children and their children's children would have a better life here in the United States than where they came from. I am my grandparents' American dream, but in their wildest dreams, they never could have imagined that they would have a granddaughter who is not only a member of the United States House of Representatives, but has the opportunity to become the next United States Senator from the state of Maryland. This is a remarkable country. Almost 50 years ago, my parents put my sister and I and the dog in the back seat of our car. Everything we owned was in a U-Haul hooked up to the back bumper. It was the middle of the summer, no air conditioning in the car. We set across country. My father was a waiter. He couldn't find enough work to support his family in the small town that we came from. He had a letter of recommendation to get a job as a waiter in Southern California. When we got to Hoover Dam, there was a sign that said Las Vegas, 30 miles. We decided to stop for the night. We never left. My dad got a job at the Old Sands Hotel on a waiter's salary. He put a roof over our heads, food on the table, clothes on our back, 2 daughters through college. Not so bad on a waiter's salary. I often say that I didn't grow up in Nevada. I grew up with Nevada. We made a life for ourselves in this state. Now, many of you sitting here this afternoon may be asking yourself, why is she telling us this story? I've heard it before. This is why. This story is my life. It defines me. It grounds me. I know who I am. I know what I believe in and why I believe in it. I don't change my views because it's convenient, and I don't change my beliefs because I'm running for the United States Senate. From a working-class family, struggling to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck, I still remember the thrill of buying our first home, and that's why I work so hard to help people who are facing foreclosure be able to stay in their homes. I know the value of hard work, working my way through college and law school, as a waitress, and a keno runner, and a cocktail waitress, and a shoe shine girl. I was student body president of UNLV and the school mascot, UNLV. Because like my parents and my grandparents, I also had a dream. I was going to make something of myself, get a good education, be a public servant so I could give something back to this country for having taken my family in. The question was never what I wanted to be. The question has always been what I wanted to do. I believe my job is to make sure that future generations of Nevadans, the people that come after me, have the same opportunities that I had when I was growing up. But that's a tough challenge right now. Even as we see signs that our extraordinary workforce, our small businesses, our inventive entrepreneurs are starting to turn our economy around, far too many in this country are still hurting. Nevadans are hurting worst of all. Our state has the highest unemployment rate in the nation and the highest mortgage foreclosure rate. People come over to me every day. They say, Shelley, I never missed a day of work. I never missed a mortgage payment. I paid into Social Security and Medicare my entire life. Now I've lost my job. I've lost my home. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my Social Security and Medicare benefits. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? The answer to that question is what this election is all about. Who's going to side with you? Middle-class Nevada families who still want the very same things that my father wanted for his family. That roof over your head, food on the table, clothes on our backs, the ability to put your children through college, and a future of hope and opportunity for all Nevadans. I'm running for the United States Senate because I believe the top priority of the next United States Senator must be fighting for the middle class to help grow and prosper once again. So it's time to ask ourselves some questions. Will our next United States Senator side with middle-class Nevadans by working to diversify our economy and create good-paying jobs right here that can't be shipped overseas? Nevada's middle-class families are counting on their next senator. And that's why I've worked so hard to make Nevada the clean energy jobs capital of the country. From solar fields to wind farms to geothermal facilities to a 235-mile power grid that will one day deliver Nevada's clean energy nationwide. We can expand our economy beyond gaming and mining to be our country's #1 clean energy job center. And if you're going to represent Nevada, you ought to know something about our major industry, the engine that drives our economic train and employs tens of thousands of our fellow citizens across our state. I know gaming and tourism. I know the industry well, and I'm proud to be one of its strongest champions in Washington. Will our next United States Senator side with our veterans who have served us so bravely and so well, just like my father and my husband did? Nevada's veterans are counting on their next senator. And that's why when our veterans were forced to drive all